If you are a manager, a corporate executive, director, VP, even an entrepreneur, and you want to stop freezing in high-stake meetings, maybe get promoted to the C-suite, command respect without having to fight for it, and finally earn the salary that you deserve, here is my invitation for you. Give me 3 days at my Executive Presence Immersion in Napa, California, and I'm going to help you develop unshakable executive presence so you can speak up confidently in any boardroom, get your ideas heard and implemented, land promotions you might have been passed over for, and increase your income by 50% or more. Now, you might be wondering, how can she make such a bold promise? Well, it's actually quite simple. Over my 20-year career climbing from manager to VP across startups, gaming, e-commerce, after spending over $150,000 in years of my life figuring out what separates leaders who get promoted from those who stay stuck, and helping hundreds of high-achieving professionals transform their careers, I've discovered something powerful, a new system of powerful leadership that allows anyone to command executive presence almost instantly and radically transform their career in a matter of months, weeks, or even days, and finally get promoted, get recognized by their colleagues, get the income that they truly deserve. And it's all possible thanks to a revolutionary discovery that I'm about to share with you. A discovery that has nothing to do with memorizing scripts or practicing power poses or pretending to be someone that you're actually not, and everything to do with understanding what I call nervous system control. So here's what I discovered during my 2 decades in corporate leadership. The reason that you freeze up in important moments, right? The reason you second guess yourself, the reason you feel like an imposter has nothing to do with your skills or your qualifications. It's because traditional leadership training teaches you to lead from your head, but executive presence comes from your body, specifically your nervous system. So when you're triggered in a meeting, when someone challenges you, when you're presenting to senior leadership, your nervous system goes into survival mode, fight, flight, freeze, and you actually can't access any of your intelligence, your confidence, or your authentic power. No amount of communication training can fix this because it's happening at a biological level below your conscious awareness. But when you learn to regulate your nervous system, stay calm under pressure, and lead from a grounded, centered place, everything changes. People start listening to you when you speak. They trust your decisions. They see you as leadership material. Opportunities just start flowing to you. That's the real secret to executive presence. It's not what you say or how you stand. It's the internal state that you're operating from. And if you stay with me to the very end, I'll show you how to regulate your nervous system in real time so you can start building unshakable executive presence fast. Take your career to the next level and your life. But first, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Kathryn, and for the last couple of years, I've been helping high-achieving leaders get the promotions and the salary increases that they deserve. I have over 20 years experience at the VP level across startups, gaming, e-commerce. I've worked with leaders from Starbucks to Disney, spoken at DreamWorks, Women in Tech events. I've been featured in Authority magazine, Apple TV, Cosmopolitan. I've helped hundreds of executives break through to the next level, but my path to discovering this was not easy. So during my corporate career, I experienced firsthand what it's like to be trapped in that survival mode. Despite having all the qualifications on paper, I was working 70-hour weeks. I had 2 little boys, living on adrenaline and caffeine, having panic attacks before big presentations. I felt like a fraud despite my track record, and my career hit a ceiling. I had high level of executive presence. I just couldn't sustain it. I looked the part, I could present well, but my internal state was a disaster. I was making good money, but I just felt unfulfilled. And the worst part was this constant anxiety that I had. I replayed every conversation. I second-guessed every decision. I was exhausted from trying to prove myself every single day. I was successful on the outside, miserable on the inside, until I discovered that something that changed everything. I realized the problem wasn't my skills. It wasn't my experience. It wasn't even really my confidence. The problem was that I was living in survival mode instead of operating from a place of power. My nervous system was constantly activated, which made me so reactive instead of responsive, anxious instead of authoritative, scattered instead of strategic. So I invested over $150,000 in years of my life learning from the world's top experts in neuroscience, psychology, somatic therapy, how to figure out how to regulate my nervous system, calm my internal state, and lead from a centered, grounded place. And once I cracked the code, everything changed. Not only did I feel authentic for the first time in years, but my entire approach to leadership transformed. I stopped working from anxiety and started leading from clarity. I could handle any challenge without getting rattled. I went on to launch my own business, and now I'm paid premium rates for my expertise because people can sense the difference between someone who's performing confidence and someone who truly embodies it. And then something unexpected happened. Leaders started reaching out to me, asking me how I made that transformation. They were dealing with the same issues, the same ones that I had faced. They were getting passed over for things. They were feeling unfulfilled. They were just rattled all the time. They knew that they were capable of more and wanted to break through. So I started sharing what I learned, and to my amazement, it worked for them too. Over and over again, I saw the same pattern. Smart, hardworking leaders who were just stuck, not able to break through, not able to get promoted, finally get the recognition they deserved by learning to regulate their nervous system and lead from a place of inner calm and strength. So pretty soon word spread. I was speaking at major events, coaching VPs, directors, helping leaders across industries, all using the same revolutionary approach that I want to share with you in my Executive Presence Immersion, July 20th through the 23rd in Napa, California. You're probably wondering, what exactly is this approach and how does this work? And how do you use it to finally get the promotions that you deserve? Great question. Let me break it down for you. The traditional approach to executive presence is completely backwards. They focus on surface level techniques. How do you stand? How do you speak? How do you dress? They're ignoring what's happening on the inside of your body. Your stress response, your internal state. That's why you can practice poses all day, but you still freeze up when your boss challenges you in a meeting. You can memorize a communication framework, but still stumble over your words when you're presenting to the C-suite. You can work on your body language, but still be anxious and shaky. So I start with your nervous system, and here's what I discovered. When your nervous system is regulated, when you're operating from a calm-centered state, executive presence happens naturally. You speak with authority because you feel authoritative. You command respect because you respect yourself. You make decisions with confidence because you trust your judgment. Most people are trying to build presence while their nervous system is in chaos. That's what I was doing, and it doesn't work. It's like trying to give a presentation during an earthquake. No matter how good your content is, you're going to shake. And you won't be able to speak clearly, and you're not going to command attention. So step one is always nervous system regulation. And once you learn to stay calm under pressure, then we can work on the other elements. Like, how do you think about yourself as a leader? How do you communicate your ideas? How do you handle conflict and challenges? How do you show up in high-stakes situations? This is why I created what I call the impact framework. It's a systematic approach to building unshakable executive presence, starting with your nervous system and working outward from there. So IMPACT stands for identity alignment, mindset mastery, persona integration, authority and confidence, communication excellence, and transformative growth. And it's geared towards regulating and calming your nervous system so you can command executive presence naturally. So step one is identity alignment. Here we get crystal clear on who you are as a leader. What do you stand for? What is your purpose? What do you bring to the table that's just you? And why do you deserve to be in senior leadership? Most people struggle with presence because they don't truly believe that they belong. They feel like that they're imposters. So they show up tentatively, apologetically, which signals to everyone else that they're not leadership material. Because how you feel is the energetic conversation that you're having without actually ever saying a word, and people can absorb your insecurities. But when you align with your true identity as a leader and you're operating from a regulated nervous system, you show up with natural authority, and people can sense that immediately, and they start treating you differently. Step two is mindset mastery. This is where we reprogram the limiting beliefs that trigger your nervous system. I'm not senior leadership material, or I need to work twice as hard to get half the recognition. These unconscious beliefs are what cause your nervous system to get activated. They make you feel threatened, right? When you should feel confident. They make you doubt yourself when you should be decisive. We identify these patterns, we understand where they came from, and then we replace them with empowering beliefs that keep you regulated and strong. Step three is persona integration. This is where you embody that next version of yourself, the leader who commands multiple six-figure salaries, who gets promoted to the C-suite, who influences at the highest levels. We define exactly who that person is, how do they think, how do they speak, how do they carry themselves. Then we integrate that persona into your nervous system. So that becomes your natural way of being, not something you have to think about or perform. And then step 4 through 6 cover authority, communication, and transformative growth, where you learn to speak with conviction, handle conflict with confidence, and maintain a regulated long-term state. So you keep advancing in your career year after year. Now, here's what makes us different from everything else out there. Most programs are going to teach you to fake it till you make it. I teach you to regulate first, then embody. Most focus on external behaviors. I start with your internal state. Most give you scripts and different techniques. I help you access your authentic power through your nervous system mastery. And the result? Confidence that doesn't waver under pressure. Authority that make people respect you naturally. And leadership presence that opens doors. career acceleration that just feels inevitable. So just imagine what that would feel like. You can walk into any boardroom with your nervous system completely calm, speaking up and having everyone listen because your energy commands attention, presenting your ideas with complete confidence because you're not fighting internal anxiety, handling challenges without getting rattled because you know how to stay regulated, getting promoted ahead of schedule because your presence is undeniable, negotiating salary increases successfully because you feel your worth in your bones, being headhunted for executive roles because leaders can sense your authentic power, finally getting what you're worth because you embody leadership from the inside out. This is what becomes possible when you develop real executive presence, and it's done through nervous system regulation. And that's what I'm going to show you at the Executive Presence Immersion. The best part is we are bringing in world-class experts to help you through this process. Craig Goldberg, who's the founder of InHarmony, he's going to teach you advanced nervous system regulation techniques. Plus financial expert Sarah Bronson. She's going to help you think like a high earner and help you understand your energetic patterns around wealth so it doesn't trigger your survival mode. So this isn't just a mastermind. It's a complete nervous system and internal transformation that will change how you show up as a leader forever. So if you're ready to get the promotion and salary increases you deserve, then I invite you to apply today. Click the link below this video and schedule your discovery call with me. Let's have a conversation about your leadership goals and figure out what's right for you. Because here's the thing, this immersion is limited to just about 15 to 17 people because this level of nervous system work requires personal attention and applications are closing soon. So don't wait. Your regulated, powerful future self is waiting for you. And so is the career and income that comes with it. Because here's what I want you to understand. Every day you wait to regulate your nervous system is another day that you're passed over for a promotion. Another day you're underpaid for your contributions. Another day you feel unfulfilled. Another day less qualified people might advance ahead of you because they appear more confident and more composed. You already have the skills and the experience. You just need to learn how to stay regulated under pressure. And that's exactly what we're going to do at the Executive Presence Immersion. So make sure you act now. Click the link below the video, schedule your call with me, apply for a position at this immersion July 20th through 23rd at a beautiful bougie resort in Napa. This has been Kathryn Ficara, and I'll see you in Napa.